Introduce yourself to everyone around us that we're friends with as, hi, I'm Jim. I'm Jim. I heard you introduce yourself all the time.
I am Jim. Our podcast is called...
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
It's with Jim and Christine.
And that's what you told him to say.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, I don't even know how it came up. Then you said, my family... Oh, no. Debbie, your sister.
So you met my sister Debbie. That was like the first person you met.
And she calls you Jimmy.
Right.
So I said, oh, your sister calls you Jimmy. And you replied with, anyone who's close to me calls me Jimmy and knows me well. And
so
I
that's
said,
not exactly
well,
what happened.
Excuse me, I guess I don't know you so well.
That's not exactly what happened. Because Debbie called me Jimmy and said, oh, well, my family calls me Jimmy. And you were okay with that. But then Jenny Jones was calling me Jimmy.
Oh.
And you questioned it. I said, oh, well, we
questioned.
And I was like, oh, well, we grew up together.
Yeah.
And
that
you were
struck a nerve.
so mad because
was.
It was like, I don't know you well enough. You get to call me Jim.
Right.
But
I
at
was
some
in that
point,
group.
Yeah. But my entire family calls me Jimmy.
They do. And they call you Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was your brother David's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I write a card to him because I'm so kind. And I say, David, happy birthday. Love, Jimmy and Christine.
And you wrote Jimmy.
And I wrote Jimmy.
Smart.
And I wrote Jimmy, Jimmie.
Right. And why would you spell it that way?
Because you told me.
I'm going to tell it because instead of you telling me.
Because I'm going to be asking you if it's accurate.
When I was in 6th grade, we had 3 Jimmys in the same class. And there was 2 Jimmy M's.
Oh.
So I just told my teacher, oh, I'll be Jimmy with an IE. Some book we were reading had Jimmy with an IE in it.
Oh, okay.
And I just said oh, I'll do that. And that's why I started writing my name in 6th grade, Jimmie. And that just kind of stuck with me. So I was Jimmy as a kid, and then I was Jimmy with an IE from 6th grade on. But yeah, my family spells it with a Y.
Yeah, so fast forward to I signed the card, and then James, your son, gives his Uncle David a pen from one of those fairs. And before you know it, David takes the pen and crosses out Jimmy, Jimmie, and changes it to Jimmy, Jimmy. And I was done. I threw my hands up.
Because it's such a simple name.
And I'm like, how many versions of a name could you possibly have? And I'm getting it wrong every single time.
But none of them are wrong. They're all, it doesn't matter what you call me. I don't care if you call me Jim, Jimmy with an I, Jimmy with a Y. I'm not mad about any of it. But if Stephen Carey were to write my name on a piece of paper and write, hey, Jimmy, Jimmy, I don't care. And if you were to go, hey, Jim, and write Jim, I don't care. Or if you goes, hey, Jimmy, Jimmie.
It's really my issue.
Yes.
Yeah. I got very hung up on it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't let it go.